The 2024 US presidential election is poised to be a defining moment in American history. With a nation deeply divided along political, social, and economic lines, the stakes have never been higher. Amidst the turbulence, Vice President Kamala Harris emerges as a significant figure, carrying the weight of history and the hopes of many. Born in Oakland, California, to immigrant parents, Kamala Harris's upbringing was steeped in activism and social justice. Her mother, a breast cancer researcher from India, and her father, an economist from Jamaica, instilled in her a strong sense of purpose and a commitment to fighting for equality. These values would later become the driving force behind her career in public service. Kamala Harris's journey to the national stage is remarkable for its historic firsts. Each milestone shattered glass ceilings and redefined expectations for women, particularly women of color, in American politics. Born to immigrant parents, her very existence embodies the American dream, a narrative that resonates deeply with a nation grappling with its identity. Kamala Harris's career has been deeply intertwined with the pursuit of justice. From her early days as a prosecutor to her time in the Senate, she has consistently advocated for those who have been marginalized and underserved. This commitment to social justice forms the bedrock of her political identity. Kamala Harris's candidacy carries the weight of representation for many Americans. As the first woman, first black person, and first person of South Asian descent to hold the office of Vice President, she embodies the aspirations of those who have long been excluded from the halls of power. Her journey symbolizes a pivotal moment in American history, reflecting the strides made towards inclusivity and equality. As Kamala Harris enters the 2024 presidential race, her campaign signals a distinct shift in economic focus, one geared towards addressing the growing concerns of middle and working-class Americans. Recognizing the widening gap between the rich and the poor, Harris has centered her platform on policies designed to alleviate the financial burdens faced by everyday citizens. Her proposals aim to create a more equitable economy, where opportunities are accessible to all, not just the privileged few. Harris's vision includes a comprehensive approach to tackling economic inequality. She advocates for raising the minimum wage, ensuring that workers receive fair compensation for their labor. Additionally, she supports expanding access to affordable healthcare, understanding that medical expenses can be a significant financial strain on families. By addressing these critical issues, Harris aims to provide a safety net for those who are most vulnerable. Education is another cornerstone of her platform. Harris believes that every child deserves a quality education, regardless of their socio-economic background. She proposes increased funding for public schools and making higher education more affordable so that students are not burdened with insurmountable debt upon graduation. Furthermore, Harris is committed to addressing the housing crisis. She plans to implement policies that will increase the availability of affordable housing and provide assistance to those struggling with rent. By focusing on these key areas, Harris hopes to create a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Her campaign is not just about economic policies, it's about creating a fairer, more just society. Harris envisions a future where the American dream is within reach for all, not just a select few. Her dedication to addressing inequality and affordability reflects a deep commitment to the well-being of all citizens. Healthcare emerges as a defining issue in the 2024 election, and Kamala Harris has staked out a clear position ensuring affordable, quality healthcare for all Americans. Building upon the Affordable Care Act, Harris proposes a two-pronged approach, strengthening and expanding existing coverage while also exploring paths towards universal healthcare. Her vision includes making healthcare a right, not a privilege, ensuring that no one is left behind in the pursuit of health and well-being. Harris's plan aims to address the gaps that still exist in the current healthcare system. By expanding Medicaid and providing more subsidies for insurance premiums, she hopes to make healthcare more accessible to low-income families and individuals. Additionally, her proposal includes measures to reduce prescription drug costs, which have been a significant burden for many Americans. Another critical aspect of her plan is to invest in community health centers, which serve as a lifeline for underserved populations. These centers provide essential services, from primary care to mental health support, and Harris believes that bolstering their funding will improve health outcomes across the board. Harris also emphasizes the importance of preventive care. By focusing on early detection and treatment of diseases, her plan aims to reduce long-term healthcare costs and improve the quality of life for millions of Americans. This includes expanding access to screenings, vaccinations, and wellness programs. In her vision, healthcare is not just about treating illness, but promoting overall well-being. Harris's approach is comprehensive, addressing both the immediate needs of patients and the systemic issues that contribute to health disparities. Her commitment to making healthcare a fundamental right reflects a broader goal of achieving social justice and equity in America. As the election approaches, healthcare remains a pivotal issue for voters. Kamala Harris's detailed and compassionate plan seeks to build a healthier, more equitable future for all Americans, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Kamala Harris's populist economic agenda extends beyond addressing income inequality and healthcare. She has also taken aim at corporate practices that she argues are harming consumers and stifling competition. Her focus on tackling price gouging and monopolies reflects a commitment to reining in corporate power and protecting consumers. Breaking away from traditional Democratic campaign strategies, Kamala Harris is charting a new course in her bid for the presidency. Recognizing the evolving political landscape, her 2024 campaign is laser-focused on capturing swing states and making inroads in areas that have historically leaned Republican. This strategic shift signals an understanding that the path to victory lies in expanding the electoral map beyond traditional Democratic strongholds. Harris's campaign team has meticulously analyzed voting patterns and demographic shifts, identifying key battlegrounds where her message of unity and progress can resonate deeply. By focusing on swing states, she aims to secure crucial electoral votes that could tip the balance in her favor. These states, often characterized by their unpredictable voting behavior, hold the power to determine the outcome of the election. In addition to swing states, Harris is also targeting red-leaning areas, regions that have traditionally supported Republican candidates. Her strategy involves engaging with local communities, addressing their unique concerns, and presenting policies that appeal to a broader spectrum of voters. This approach not only broadens her appeal, but also challenges the conventional wisdom that certain areas are unwinnable for Democrats. By prioritizing these regions, Harris is demonstrating a commitment to inclusivity and a willingness to reach across the aisle. Her campaign is not just about winning an election, it's about building a coalition that reflects the diverse fabric of America. This bold strategy could redefine the political landscape and set a new precedent for future campaigns. Kamala Harris's campaign strategy places a particular emphasis on the Midwest, a region grappling with economic uncertainty and a sense of being left behind. Recognizing the importance of these voters, Harris has made frequent visits to Midwestern states, tailoring her message to resonate with the concerns of manufacturing workers, farmers, and rural communities. Kamala Harris's campaign strategy reflects a broader commitment to reaching out to communities that often feel ignored by the political establishment. Beyond her focus on swing states and the Midwest, she has made it a priority to engage with voters in rural areas, small towns, and communities of color across the country. Despite her historic achievements and ambitious policy proposals, Kamala Harris faces a persistent challenge in her bid for the presidency public perception. In an era of hyper-partisanship and relentless media scrutiny, Harris has struggled to solidify a clear and consistent image in the minds of voters. This ambiguity, coupled with a barrage of often conflicting narratives surrounding her candidacy, has created an uphill battle for her campaign. Beyond the broader challenges of perception in a hyper-partisan era, Kamala Harris faces a more specific hurdle, defining her candidacy in a crowded and dynamic political field. With a multitude of voices vying for attention, each offering their own unique vision for the country, Harris must articulate a compelling and distinct message that resonates with voters and sets her apart from the pack. As Kamala Harris embarks on her 2024 presidential bid, she carries with her the baggage of her previous campaign, which ended in disappointment and raised questions about her ability to manage a large-scale national operation. The shadow of her 2020 campaign, marked by internal conflicts, fundraising difficulties, and a perceived lack of strategic focus, looms large, presenting both a challenge and an opportunity for growth. Kamala Harris's tenure as California's Attorney General, a pivotal chapter in her political ascent, has become a subject of intense scrutiny during her 2024 presidential campaign. While her supporters point to her record as evidence of her commitment to justice and reform, her critics argue that it reveals a more complicated and troubling truth, raising concerns about her judgment and her commitment to progressive values. From the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris has faced particularly pointed criticism regarding her record on criminal justice reform. Critics argue that while she has embraced the rhetoric of reform, her actions as Attorney General often fell short of her words, perpetuating a system that disproportionately harms communities of color. In response to the criticism surrounding her record as Attorney General, Kamala Harris has defended her actions, arguing that she was always guided by a commitment to both public safety and fairness. She maintains that she sought to strike a balance between holding offenders accountable and implementing reforms aimed at creating a more just and equitable criminal justice system. Kamala Harris's 2024 presidential campaign stands as a defining moment in American politics, a microcosm of the nation's own struggles with identity, division, and the pursuit of progress. Her candidacy, steeped in both historic firsts and lingering controversies, reflects the complex tapestry of American society itself. A nation grappling with its past while striving to forge a more inclusive and equitable future. As Kamala Harris navigates the complexities of the 2024 presidential race, the verdict of history hangs in the balance. Will she be remembered as a transformative figure who shattered barriers and ushered in an era of greater inclusion and progress? Or will her legacy be one of unfulfilled potential, marred by political missteps, and a failure to overcome the enduring forces of division and inequality.